Let's talk about productivity. Ooh, productivity. We hear about productivity. We hear about productivity at work and productivity about efficiency and productivity about all these things. But let's talk about the concept of productivity. It's making the best use of your time, isn't it? When you work for somebody else, though, it's making the best use of their time. So let's pull aside the people that are working. Well, if you are working for somebody, understand that as you become more productive, yes, you're helping them out. But you know, when I was growing up, that was the number one way to get noticed. That was the number one way to draw attention to how strong I could be and get promoted, was to show off the productivity. I notice now a lot of people push their productivity to the amount they need to complete the task and do it well, but going above and beyond that productivity level sometimes doesn't happen. Let's take the other side. Us entrepreneur, self-employed types, right? The people I'm kind of really focusing on here, you folks. Yes. When we work at home, we want to be isolated. We don't want to be in an office anymore. We don't want to be in an environment. We affect productivity for ourselves. And I know you're going to tell me I am more productive at home. I am more productive working at my desk. I am more productive that. And I will share with you my theory called the treadmill theory. Now, if you ever go to a gym, and of course I have never been to a gym ever. If you ever go to a gym, you will find they put all the treadmills together. Why do they do this? They do this because we humans have a primal urge to compete against each other. And I know I'm a very loving, compassionate person, and I'm sure you are too, and we care about others, but when it comes down to it, our eyes are forward, we are predators, we're predatory animals, and therefore we have a natural competition to us, a competitive nature. And so they put all the treadmills together, and if you've ever been on a treadmill and somebody else gets on a treadmill, you know it starts. You start looking over, you want to know what speed they're going at, you want to this, and there can be a competition going on between you without any spoken word that until one of you breaks your leg or the machine shuts down, you're not going to get off if the other person goes off. That is productivity in its purest, animalistic, proper form. It's that natural amplifying of your influence. Wow, did I just use a tagline in our own programs? Of course I did. It's that influence that drives you. It's that drive that goes around. That's productivity. That's what we're talking about. So if you're at home by yourself and you're supposed to be on the phone and making phone calls and doing productive things, even pronouncing words correctly, productive things, how can you possibly get that primal competitive nature unless you're around a bunch of people? Just go to a Starbucks and start making phone calls right from the desk. And of course, you'll annoy everybody by making phone calls, but I'm doing it to a point. Start making phone calls and you will notice other business people around you will start getting on the phone. It is a weird tactic, but that's what I refer to as the treadmill theory. If you want to be productive as a self-employed person, you need to be around others, and it pushes you, it drives that nature, just like all the treadmills lined up to move forward. So the next time you hear the word about productivity and a productive nature, think for yourself, what choices are you making to be productive? How are you putting your environment together to be productive? How are you pulling the most out of you so you can amplify your influence?